Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my KILI vlogs. This is going to be part 2. Part 2 is going to be a little bit different than part 1 because as we continued on the hike, my motivation to film or talk to the camera went down. So there's definitely some gaps that need to be filled in the footage just because like not health-wise, but like mental health perhaps went down. Just being so exhausted really the mountain started to take a toll on me at about day 3. So I'm gonna supplement with kind of walking you through what happened. So with that being said, let's get into day number 3 of hiking. So day number 3 of hiking started us off at Shira Camp. And we went from Shira Camp to Bronco Camp. So day 3 started off a little rough for me. The pace was quite fast leaving Shira Camp. And I was just like right off the bat hanging out at the back. I don't know if it was the pace, if it was what I just wasn't starting to feel the altitude, whatever. But this was when we were headed to Lava Tower. So I knew that Lava Tower was coming up and we'd literally just left camp and I'm like, I'm already done. Like, what's wrong? Luckily, the pace slowed down a bit. I was like, okay, I can do this. But like literally, I got to a point where I was like, every pole, I was like doing an affirmation because I just like needed that to like push me through. So yeah, then we had lunch at Lava Tower. And I was like really anticipating this because Lava Tower is like your test for altitude. It's like one of the first big parts of altitude that you have. And it's the highest you'll get before summit night, basically. So yeah, like that being in the back of my head. Okay, where are we, Megan?
We're at the Lava Tower.
Do you guys take
It's right there. Lava Tower. We just had lunch in there, and now we are headed down to camp. Only down from here, which is good. Pardon?
I didn't eat all their lunch, Dad.
Yeah, I did not eat all my lunch because, to be fair, I actually had 2.5 buns.
And
I had a lot of buns. But, no, I didn't eat a lot. But I feel like a little hungover right now. That's how I would equate my feeling, is hungover. Yeah? Do you feel that?
No, but I would like to.
And now we're just headed down to camp, and it's a little chilly. And yeah, that's all I have. Do you have anything else, Megan? No. Cheers. So after Lava Tower, we started heading back down. And I was actually feeling pretty good at Lava Tower. Like I said, just a little hungover, like a little weak, lightheaded, nothing too crazy, just like not feeling well, like not 100%, but I wasn't like sick, I would say. But like at lunch, I was just like a zombie. Like I was like, just honestly get me down. Like I just was done. And I think that was like also from like having a hard morning. But yeah, like luckily altitude wise, I was fine. I think it was just like energy and hiking wise, I was just pretty tired at Lava Tower. So we kept going and then we started going down, which brought my love of downhill hiking back. Just kidding, I hate it. So yeah, here's us getting to camp and yeah. Megan, where's camp? Woo! Almost there. So at camp, we were greeted with pizza and pasta, which was great. We literally on that hike that day, we were like, what do we want for dinner? What do we want? And I was just like, pizza, I want pizza. And I literally never thought that was gonna happen. We were just like, if we had our dream, like pizza, grilled cheese, burgers, like, you know, that's how we got ourselves through the hikes. Was like, what could we have for dinner? And they presented us with pizza, and it was nothing like a pizza I've ever had before, but it was bread with veggies and cheese, therefore pizza. And it was amazing, and it was great. And then we went to bed, and the next day I was super excited for, because it was the Bronco Wall day, which I had honestly chosen this route because I really wanted to do the Bronco Wall. I like scrambling, I like more technical hiking, I guess, I don't know, but I just think it was fun, so it was something I wanted to do. Wasn't scary at all. There was like one, not even the kissing rock was the scariest part. There was one part before where you kind of had to like kick your leg up in a weird way, and that was scarier than the kissing rock, but honestly not a big deal at all. One of our friends in our group was like very scared of heights, and she was like honestly pretty good the whole time. So if you're worried about that, don't be. It was fun. The only thing is I wore too many layers that morning, so like halfway up the wall I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna faint because I'm so hot, and I was like peeling off layers. So I overdressed from what the guide told me. Don't do that, even if you're cold. Like I got so sweaty by the time I got to the top of the Bronco Wall. I was just like exhausted, and there was one point where I really didn't feel well on the wall just because I was so hot. So like listen to what your guides say to wear, because I was way too hot and I was peeling off layers, and it was not fun. But all in all, the Bronco Wall was fun, and then we just continued hiking. So let's get to it. Good morning, everyone. It is day 4, and we are about to hike up the, where is it? Oh, it's over. It's the Bronco Wall. Yeah, you can see little people hiking up. So that's our task for this morning, and it is cold, and we're bundled. You know what I was thinking about, Megan? Getting out my sweatshirts, you know? Get back to my roots. You guys ready?
We're ready.
Are you guys ready? Woo! How do we all feel?
Excellent.
Woo! Good job, Megan.
Good job. Let's go.
Woo!
I keep trying to bump
Chilly
my
again.
head into the poles. Super.
Megan is being a lizard now, soaking up the sun. We're at the top of the Bronco Wall. Woo! How's everyone feeling? Feeling good? We made it. Woo! Look good, feel good. There is the summit, but we are hiking. Oh, down there to acclimatize more. Woo! So after the day of hiking, we get to base camp, which was, it's kind of crazy that you're just like end of day 4 base camp. So yeah, it feels like it really escalated quickly, and I guess it did. But yeah, we arrived at base camp. We had an early-ish dinner. I think we arrived at base camp around like 6 or something. And yeah, we had dinner, got to bed around 8, I think, yeah. So I think that's it for day 3 and 4. These were definitely the most challenging uphill days, I would say. Yeah, I really struggled on these days, hence why I don't have a lot of footage. But yeah, I made it. So, but yeah, a lot of affirmations, a lot of just looking at the peak, asking it to please give me some strength to make it. And I did. So always ask KILI for help if you need it. Okay, so moving on to summit night, the most anticipated time of the hike. I was pooing myself. Not actually, but like I was very nervous. Okay guys, what's up? I don't know, I just did a peace sign, but it is approximately 8 p.m. and I wish it was earlier, but whatever. We are getting tucked into bed Megan's just in the bathroom. And we are going to wake up at 11 and start our summit attempt at 12. So here we go. We were getting our briefing and it was quite overwhelming, but we've made it this far, so I think we can make it all the way. And yeah, I'm really, I don't know, nervous for what's to come, but excited. And they keep telling us pain is temporary, but victory is forever. So yeah, we can do hard things, and we're about to do the hardest thing I think I've ever done in 4 hours. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm very emotional, but yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you at the summit. Peace again. Okay, so moving on to summit night, and the biggest night of the trek, of course, the night that you finally reach your goal and you get to the top. So we started our summit hike at 12:30 a.m., which is actually a bit late. We had some delays. We were supposed to start at midnight. We started at 12:30, which I think is also, even midnight is a bit later than what some people do. Like, we met someone who like literally started at 10 p.m., which is wild. But yeah, so we started at 12:30, and about 2 hours in, our group split into like a fast group and a slow group. And I was like feeling really good. I had music in, I had made a playlist for summit night. And I was very hot on summit night. Like, I wasn't cold at all. I had lots of layers on, lots of hand warmers, and I had most of my layers like undone and like only my liners on for gloves because I was like so warm, which honestly is good in my opinion. Like, I would way rather be hot and like have things open, and then when I get cold, like close them, than like be cold. Like, that's what isn't good on summit night. But yeah, so about 2 hours in, our group got split from like fast to slow. So we were in the slower group, which was great for us. And we just continued to hike at our slow pace, and which was like crawling. And yeah, continued hiking through the night. You saw the line of people going up the mountain, and it was just, you know, we were in for the long haul. And the best thing about summit night is the ratio. You had one guide or G fighter for every person. So I didn't carry my day pack. A G porter or a G fighter carried my day pack, and that was amazing. So yeah, the music, I had music in, which helped so much, just, you know, like trucking away. And it was actually so nice hiking in the dark because like you don't see what was ahead of you. Like, if I had seen what we had to do or like how long we had to go, like, no, until the sun came up.
Okay, who's ready for summit night? No one. Woo! We're going up there somewhere. Can't see it. Getting ready. Can't see anything. Woo!
So yeah, once the sun came up, it was a bit different. I got very hot very quickly, and that killed me. And then like you can just see how far you're going. And our group had gotten split even more. So the slow group had gotten split up into 3 different groups. So eventually it was just me and Megan hiking, and we had 2 porters or G fighters with us. And I thought for some reason that we were gonna have like a turn back time of like, we've been up for too long, like we need to get down. And I like, well, at one point we were stopped for water, and I was like, we're going all the way, like we're going to the peak, right? And they're like, yep. And I was like, I'm not stopping and turning around at Stella, like we're going. And he's like, yeah, but like, I don't know, I had this in the back of my head that like potentially we'd be stopping at Stella and like not being able to go to the peak. But luckily at 9:30 a.m. after 9 hours of hiking, we made it to the peak.
Two sisters conquer the roof of Africa. Yeah! Well done, well done. Yeah.
Woo! We made it! Woo! Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We're at the peak.
Eat your time now.
Look at those glaciers. They're ginormous. And over there, look at those glaciers.
Eat your
Crazy.
time. Okay, Mega? Yeah. Eat your time.
Okay, we're at the peak. There's a sign over here. Got more glaciers, another peak. The craters over there from the volcano. But we frickin' did it. We didn't think we could. We did. Look at all those glaciers over there too. It's wild. Absolutely wild.
Making it to the peak was definitely a highlight, or peak obviously, but my favorite part of summit night was when we passed our other half of the group, who was like the fast group, on the walk from Stella's Point to Uhuru Peak. There's like about an hour walk in between the two, so like you've already made one summit because you'd get a certificate if you make it to Stella's Point, but we were passing the rest of our group and like they were all just like cheering us on and all gave us big hugs right like 20 minutes before we reached Uhuru Peak, and that was just so special. And I was like crying and other people crying, and then finally we made it to Uhuru Peak, me and my sister together, and that was so nice and it was so special. But it's also like you're there and you're happy, but you're so exhausted that like I was just like, I want to go down, like I want to get out of here. So it is hard to like be in the moment and like take it all in, but like looking around, the glaciers were incredible. Like it's actually insane how huge these glaciers are, and you just like look off in every direction and there's big glaciers. And then we saw the crater and everything, and it was wild and it was really cool, and we did it. And yeah, very proud of myself in that moment, I think, but also just so exhausted. And then you have to go all the way back down and no one tells you. I guess like you should know, but like no one reminds you. Like you're just so set on summiting that you forget that you have to do another 3 hours down to camp. So just don't forget. And we like ran down that mountain because it like we just had to get back to camp, and we caught up with the fast group on the way down because we were going so fast. We just like needed it to be over. So then after we got back to camp, after summiting, in total we were out for about 12 hours, I believe. We started at 12:30 and got back around we started at 12:30 a.m. and we got back around 12:30 p.m. It was 9 hours up and I think about 3 hours down. And when we got down, I was like dead. I like literally just laid in the tent and I was like, I couldn't even go to lunch. Like I was just like so exhausted, mentally, emotionally, physically, just so exhausted. You're that exhausted, you only get like a 2-hour nap and then you have to wake back up and hike more down. And it just kills ya. It kills ya, honestly. So yeah, we had a little bit of a 2-hour sleep, woke back up, got ready, hiked another 2 hours down to high camp, which we stayed the night at. And then the next day we hiked 6 hours out. And honestly, the last day was the worst day. Like I would do summit night over the descent again. I don't know why. I was just so exhausted, so done. I was just like, get me off this mountain. But yeah, then that night we had our ceremony and got our certificates for climbing Kilimanjaro, and it was amazing. We had a Kilimanjaro beer, obviously you have to, and yeah, it was definitely a crazy experience and very proud of myself. Would never and will never do it again. But you know, day 3 and 4 were pretty rough. Day 5 summit was so challenging. Day 6 almost killed me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the journey, and thank you for following along and going through the emotions with me. It was a lot. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I don't know if I can say that enough, but I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of my sister that we did it, and we really accomplished something that honestly, before I thought I could do, during, I definitely questioned if I could do it, but we can do hard things, and we sure did it.
Kilimanjaro, hakuna matata.
Walienda Machame,
Hakuna matata.
wewe wakapanda na Shira,
Hakuna matata.
wewe wakafika na Lava,
Hakuna matata.
wewe wakafika Uhuru.
Hakuna matata.